I'm based in the Midlands. I did the 12-day intensive course down in London. That particular course fitted the bill very well for me.
Hi everyone, my name is Damon. I'm one of the students that is currently doing an evening course with Carreducker, and I have been going to this evening course for about 2 years now.
Hi, I'm Emma Tree-Levin. I'm based in London and I'm a museum curator and PhD student. I came to be studying with Carréducker as part of my research, but also because I received an Arts Council grant to help me develop my creative practice as a curator.
I was looking around the courses that are offered in London, and in particular for someone that's got a 9-to-5 job that wants to do this in his own spare time. There are different people to choose from. In fact, I have done some of those as well. But the thing that I liked about Carreducker is the classes in the evening. The course is very traditional and doesn't involve any machinery.
Well, I found Carreducker on the internet. I was searching for training courses, shoemaking courses, in particular hand-stitched, welted shoemaking courses. And I actually distinctly remember a YouTube video which was of James making a pair of boots with nothing more than bare hands and some hand tools. I thought that was really, really interesting. And on the back of that, started, finding out a bit more about James and Deborah and what they were doing at Carreducker.
I spent a lot of time kind of looking up how to make shoes, how to teach yourself how to make shoes, different kind of courses you could go on. And then they came up really strongly in all of that research.
The thing I like about it is the fact that it's very customizable, it's very practical for someone to do at home. And there is a lot of traditional skills like fiddle waist, bevel waist, and Norwegian welds and things like that. Everything is involved with manual hands-on skills as opposed to relying on machinery. One of the big advantages is that it's very customizable to my needs and my schedule. They're very generous with their skills and just whatever you ask, they're willing to impart skills and knowledge onto you, and they're very willing to help. There's lots of tools to get, and the fact that all the students get 20% off the supply, that's a very big sort of selling point as well. I've really enjoyed this class and I've been doing it for 2 years and will continue to do so.
My experience with James and Deborah was the focus is entirely on learning how to make hand-stitched shoes, welted shoes with your hands, using hand tools only, no machinery. And that really, really appealed to me. It was shoemaking as a craft, shoemaking, as an artisan skill, and also as an art form.
They were teaching basically exactly what I wanted to learn. I'd sort of been muddling along on my own, trying to learn cemented construction shoes. Well, it was interesting, I kind of wanted to learn how to do more bespoke work and how to make hand-sewn shoes. And then I had a chance to talk to James in person about sort of the best way for me to learn, and speaking to him just made it really obvious that that was exactly where I wanted to be, and that was exactly where I was going to get the support that I wanted and needed.
I have spent a number of hours with Richard Ball up in Leicester College. He heads up the footwear course there, and he's been extremely helpful and supportive of this time, helping me really understand pattern making and closing. When I was looking at other courses that were possibly available to me, I almost could put them into two camps. At one end of the spectrum, you had the much shorter half a day or 1 day or possibly 2-day courses where I just didn't think I was going to learn enough about making shoes. And then the other end of the spectrum, there are these 1 year or 2 year courses where the focus there was very much to get into the shoemaking and shoe manufacturing industry. Really, none of that appealed to me. Ultimately, I would have looked further afield.
The only other kind of training or course I've ever done is I got the I Can Make Shoes book and their online course over lockdown. and was sort of kind of teaching myself cemented construction shoes out of that. I think they were as good as sort of an online course and a book kind of can be when you're trying to learn something as complex as shoemaking. After kind of starting my course, I sort of really realized the importance of being able to learn in person or have somebody show you what you're doing wrong or kind of catch you before you make a big mistake. If they didn't offer training, I guess I would still trust really trying to be teaching myself at home. I might have gone on sort of another short course at somewhere like London College of Fashion, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been learning the things that I am now and the things that I'm really, really loving and enjoying.
Well, I had two very clear objectives in my mind when I was doing this course. The first was to learn how to make hand-stitched welted shoes. And the second objective, which was obviously very, very important, was to find out if I enjoyed making welted hand-stitched shoes. I've never made anything with my hands before. I'm useless at DIY. I'm not very practical. So would I be any good at it, and would I enjoy it? So James and Deborah have delivered on both those objectives. My 12-day intensive course really delivered on, how to make the shoes. I just did not really appreciate the number of stages, the steps involved in making a pair of handmade shoes. And their training gave me a really, really good understanding on not just the technical side, but also the aesthetic side. They've really given me a very strong base for me to embark on what I'm now doing, which is what I call my miles on the clock, my 10,000 hours of learning. So, and again, James and Deborah are on hand, whether it's on a Zoom call or on a phone call or on an email, to support me, as I make my mistakes, learn from those mistakes, keep making pairs of shoes. So the other thing I'd like to say is that the videos that James and Deborah put together have proved also really, really invaluable. Having done the intensive course over 12 days, to have the videos as an additional reference point, aid memoir, has been extremely helpful.
I'm hoping to get quite a few things from my training. I think the first thing was just really learning how to do everything the right way from the get-go rather than just trying to kind of figure it out on my own. Yeah, learning how to, hold the knife properly and just really basic skills like that, which I feel so much better about after even a couple days into my course. I'm also really hoping to just get a really good pair of shoes and for myself out of it, and also just an understanding of how shoes should fit. I don't think I really realized what a good fitting shoe really was or could be.
Really, I think the only thing I could say is that they're very passionate about helping people learn how to make shoes.